The WNBA Gambling Podcast or the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5 and get $50 in bonus bets when you sign up with promo code NBA SGPN. Yes, sir. We are back with another edition of the WNBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. No, me, no voice, no guys, me, really raw, feeling raw. Terrell Furman Jr. here at your service. The sports game was going good until it wasn't. I mean, everything was straight. The sun just decided not to score at all. So, my lock dog did hit. But I'm telling you, and granted, Scott said it. I'm pretty sure Scott said it. I think Scott said it. Either way, it's not like it happened. But starting that sports game, I'm like, oh, this is going great. This is good. And then they proceeded not to score for the rest of the game. So, it's sports. With that, though, my co-host, better time than I did, Scott Reichel. Scott, what's going on? Whoa.
Scotty, beat me up.
Surprise.
Yeah, can't complain. Ended up splitting my picks in the last episode. Did lose the lock with the Sparks plus the points. But even though they barely scored any points at all, Tina did her part. She had 19. I had the over 17.5 at plus 170. So Tina did her thing, but either way, they got killed. Didn't really matter. But once again, shout out to Tina for getting the job done. So picked up a split, hit the dog. Can't complain. We move forward.
All right. 6 games that we're going over, Scott. 2 days. 2 days of action, 6 games to talk about. We've got to go ahead and get into it. But first, I have to remind the people that the free roll football contest is back. Free to enter, and you're picking every single NFL game against the spread. $3,000 to first place unless you're a Patreon member. SportsGamblingPodcast.com/Patreon. Become a Patreon member. If you're a Patreon member, guess what? $4,000 to first place. Or you get an extra $1,000 just for being a Patreon member. Come on, you got to lock into that. Plus, we got 25% off everything in the merch store. Promo code football. So make sure you go check out that merch store. SportsGamblingPodcast.com/free roll to get into the free roll football contest. Store.sportsgamblingpodcast.com to get to that merch store, and then get a chance to dive into our NFL Survivor contest. $100 entry fee, but winner take all. SportsGamblingPodcast.com/survivor to get into that contest, and better hurry up. Game start tonight. All right, first game up. 6 games to talk about. Some may have some discussion. Others we may move on very, very quickly. First game. Oh, we're in the nation's capital. The Washington Mystics are taking on the Phoenix Mercury. Mercury are laying 9.5 on the road here. 159 is the total. Let's see here if I can pull up, because I don't have my injuries up today. So let's get an injury report on these two teams. Looking at the Phoenix.
I see Sheldon being the only person listed for both teams.
Yeah, Sheldon's the only out. We know she's been out for a while, too, with that ankle injury. Clean injury report for the Phoenix Mercury here. Different than majority of their season. All right. So we got the Mystics, who have been horrible.
Yep. And the Mercury have been good.
But the Mercury have underperformed when laying a large number recently. I have clocked that. But I think this is different because the Mystics have been absolutely, dog shit.
Yeah, they've lost 7 in a row.
What's the standings like for the Mercury? Let's see here.
Right now they're tied with Vegas for the second spot in the West. So I guess they're tied for the 2 seed at this point.
They're not worried about losing a home playoff game in that series. By the way, well, I mean, nobody
3 seed, sorry, because the Dream are ahead of them, but sorry. So
Yeah. So yeah.
we agree the Mystics are out of it, correct? Maybe not officially, but probably.
Oh no, the Mystics are definitely out of it.
Yeah, that's what. Okay, just making sure we agree.
You know, yeah, let's just go with Phoenix laying the points, man. I'm trying to convince myself not to be on Phoenix because I just see the numbers and I see that when they started to get a little bit of clout. Look at the past few games. Laid 7.5 against the Fever, didn't end up covering that. Laid 12.5 against the Chicago Sky, who were also out of the playoffs by this time. Didn't cover that number. In fact, they were in danger of losing that game at one point. So it makes me very concerned about the level of competition that they're playing and them not taking teams that aren't in the playoffs or barely making the playoffs seriously right now. But ultimately, for me, I just can't trust this Mystics team to get enough stops, and I don't think that they're going to be able to score enough. And if this Phoenix team comes here on the road and plays the level of defense that we know they're playing, 63 points to the New York Liberty the other day, then yeah, I don't know what the Mystics are really supposed to do about that. So I'm going chalk. I like the Mercury laying the 9.5.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go for a bit of a hotter take here. I'm going to go with the Mystics in this.
Ooh.
I think that it's too many points. I think the Mercury are going to win the game, so obviously don't mind 1-10 for Phoenix, but it is a West Coast team traveling east. I do want to point out the Mercury have not actually played a game on the East Coast since August 10th.
Hmm.
Atlanta, and they lost by 8. So you mentioned a bunch of success recently. Those were either home games or West Coast games. And I do think that traveling East Coast could be a problem travel spot for this team. They let Indiana hang around. They dominated most of the game. And yet, I know Mitchell did Mitchell things and scored 32 points, but still, it felt like they had chances to blow the game open and refused to do it. And even though I don't think the Mystics are that good, and I do think that this team's been in free fall lately, the West Coast team traveling east, I do think can be a bad travel spot for the Mercury. So I'm actually going to go with the Mystics plus the points. I think the Mercury win, but I think 9.5 might seem a bit high for a road team that has not played many East Coast games lately. So give me the Mystics maybe early for the spread, but I think 9.5 is too many. I'll take a bold stance with the Mystics at plus 9.5. You did not
All
see that
right.
coming, but that's where I'm at.
No, I didn't. Not from you. I thought that's something that I would have done. I'm shocked from you.
Yeah.
158.5 is total. I mean, I like the favorite, so I like the under. But Scott, do you like the over? Because the Mystics 6-4 in the last 10 games to the total.
No, I think I'm going to go with the under as well. I do
Okay.
think that the Mercury offensively might come out a bit flat with the travel. Looking at the two meetings this season, second meeting did land 160. First meeting ended up landing 130. Both meetings, though, were either in July or before that, so I don't know if you could actually use the head-to-head. I'll go under with you. The Mercury have played better defense. I'm kind of just hoping that their offense has a bad quarter or half, and that might drag the total down. So I'll go with the under as well.
All right. Player props. Anything on the mind?
I think I might go back to Citron. As you know, I'm a big fan of taking her under on RAs, and then that could be an
Mm-hmm.
option for her. Looking at the RA for her in this game, I actually don't even see it. I don't know if they pulled the line entirely, so that's a bit unfortunate, but I would like it if it gets posted. I do want to ask you, though, for AT, is there any reason why you should not be taking AT? Because she almost had another triple double last game.
So I have to go back into the archives and see if I'm right about this. I think the Mystics are the only team in the league that AT doesn't have a triple double against.
Okay, that could be.
I'm almost. I this was a trivia question. I don't, and it's crazy. I don't actually remember, but I feel like this was a trivia question like 2 years ago or a year ago, and I got it wrong. And I was like, man, Mystics, I should have got that right. But I'm almost positive AT's never had a triple double against the Mystics,
Okay.
which would be the only team in the league. Or, well, did she do the Valkyries? I guess because the Valkyries are a new team, it might not be the
Yeah, I was
Valkyries.
going to say Valkyries are new, but I think she had one against the
I
Valkyries.
think she did too. So I really think it's the Mystics. That's the only team. I really do. Somebody don't fact check me on that while we got time. We're gonna be here for like an hour. Somebody
Yeah,
fact check me on
we'll
that.
see if she gets it done. But I mean, talking about props here, I have to go with the hot hand. Give me Dewana Bonner. I tried her rebounds last game at 4.5 plus money, finished with 4, which was kind of annoying because she had 19 points. But she has had at least 16 PR in 4 of the last 5. The minutes have been solid. She's been getting points. She's in the closing unit. They benched Satu last game, so that way Bonner could close. Bonner's been good. So I'll go with Bonner on her PR. Give me the over at 15.5 minus 122.
You know, Scott, I like Dewana Bonner. I really don't like a lot of props in this game.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
I thought about
Weird game.
Citron points because I'm picking the mid-6 to cover, so maybe Citron does her thing at around 12.5 or 13.5. But I did want that RA under, and unfortunately, I don't see a line on it.
Yeah, I'm really not there. The only person that I might be able to get there on is Ka,
Okay.
and that's it. And that's just because I just don't think that anybody has a matchup where they could stay with her and guard her. They'd have to throw doubles at her, and I doubt they're throwing doubles at her with AT on the court. So
Mhm.
it would be Ka, but I'm not there. I'm not there. I will admit I'm not there on props in this one. All right. Next one up, Dallas Wings on the road, going to play my Valkyries. My Valkyries are laying 11.5. 159 is the total. Well, go ahead and bank the first half -6.
You know, I'm not going to stop you.
You know, funny. It's not even. I don't even think that's the largest first half line they've had this season. Pretty sure I saw. I'm pretty sure it was 6.5 against the Sun.
I was going to guess one game against Connecticut or something.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was like 6.5 against Sun at one point. Let's see. They covered that, by the way. Yeah. So Dallas still looks like the American Red Cross, and they're really, really struggling to play anybody. They have no bigs. They're missing both of the bigs. Maisha Hines Allen played the center at 6'1" last time out. Yeah, still no Enrique. You're missing both of the rookie guards in Quinterly and Isaiah James.
Besides Paige, I don't think anybody on this team is really worth a damn, to be
And
honest.
really, honestly, if they cover this line, it's solely because Paige went out there and had a 30-point game.
Pretty
Like,
much.
so if you want to bet Dallas, you might as well bet Paige, because as much as I love my Valkyries, and I really, really do, they have issues where they can't put the ball in the basket, and it sucks. And it's really, really annoying. And so if they have one of those games where they just can't put the ball in the basket and Paige has like 30 points, well, that's literally half of the points the team needs to be even competitive in the game. So could I see a 70-65 type of game where Paige had 30 of the points and it just so happens that the Valkyries just couldn't score consistently? Absolutely. With that being said, I'm still on the Valkyries.
Yeah, so am I. I do want to point out that it's 2-1 in the head-to-head this year. Valkyries have won each of the last 2 games, but they have not covered the spread in any of the 3 games this season. Having said that, we're talking about, I'd say, motivation or lack thereof for certain teams. The Dream have not cared since the start of the season. They're 9-32. They're awful. They might finish with the worst record in the league. The Valkyries have looked like they've potentially done enough to clinch a playoff spot, but it's not official yet. So you have a chance at home to bury a bad team, pick up, if we're being honest here, a borderline free win on the schedule. It's one of the freer wins you're going to get on the schedule. You just beat the Liberty in a disgusting game of basketball, but you got the job done there at home. You're on the cusp of clinching your first ever franchise playoff spot. Just get it done, rack up the wins against bad teams. They might rout this team. If for motivation, it's tough to find a better motivation spot when you're right there when it comes to making a playoff spot, but you have not officially clinched it yet. The Valkyries might bury this team by 20 plus points. So I'll go with the Valkyries. Defensively, they were great against the Liberty. I know that Sabrina didn't play, but still, they gave up like 20-something points in the first half. It was disgusting. And their defense is really good. We expect, of course, the Valkyries' defensive game plan to focus on limiting Paige, dare all the other players to make shots. I don't see that happening. Give me the Valkyries minus 11.5 too.
Just the vindication that I feel with this Valkyries team is just absurd, Scott. I mean,
I didn't think they'd finish over 500. I thought they'd finish with like 15 wins, but I mean, their win total is 7.5, and they might triple it. So,
Oh no, remember when we had it at 13? It was like
yeah,
12 and a half, 13 and a half, and it dropped because
yeah.
everybody faded this team. And I've been telling people since last season, hey, when that new expansion franchise comes out, they're
They're not
gonna
going
be
to be
pretty
bad.
good. They're not
Yeah.
gonna be bad. I promise you, they're not gonna be the worst team in the league. I don't know how good they are, but I tell you, they're not going to be the worst team in the league. They're by far not the worst team in the league. 20-1 on them making the playoffs. We're still sweating. Shout out to the Valkyries. 159.5 is the total. Very hard because the Dallas Wings don't play defense and the Valkyries do. I think if I could get to anything, it would probably be Wings team total under.
Yeah, I agree. I think I might go for the under in this game anyway, because even when the Valkyries win games, it's not always pretty. Dallas might.
Unders kill at home for the
I was going to
Valkyries.
say Dallas might now reach like 70 points, and if that happens, you actually have a decent gap there because 88 to 70 is 158 points. So I agree with you about the Wings team total, but they might drag the game down themselves. So I'll go with the game under, but I prefer the Valkyries.
6-14 this season, the Valkyries are to the over at home. 14-6 to the under.
They
All
play
right,
such good defense at home.
such a good team.
Mm-hmm.
Play props, anything you got here? I'm just gonna throw out Paige. And
Okay.
honestly, truly, Paige plays at a level where, like, okay, maybe she doesn't get there every single night, but like how she shoots the ball, how she finesses and gets to her spot and just be able to turn around and raise up over almost anybody. It just makes me believe that, like, maybe I can't say it now, but Paige's mid range very, very soon in the future is probably going to be one of the unguardable shots that people just can't stop. And it's
Yeah.
just more of like, you got to get the ball out of her hands and not let her get a shot up rather than trying to contest the shot, because it just feels like it's going in more often than not. And that's why she's been so consistent. That's why she'll probably be a 50, 40, 90 type of player. So with that, I'll take Paige Beckers over her points, but you know me. If it's not Veronica Burton, I'm really not too interested in my Valkyries props.
Yeah, you just segued into my prop. I gave out Burton assists last game, even though it was a low scoring game. The assists have been great for her. It's at 7.5 juice now, which I still think has some value. I'll go with the alt line though. Give me 9.5. Double doubles 220. I can just get the assists alone because there are some chances that Burton gets to the assists and just doesn't score 10 points. That actually can happen in this game. But 9.5 assists plus 200. She had 13 in the last game against the Wings about a week and a half ago. And the fact is, the Wings we know are an atrocious defense. Give me Burton over 9.5 assists plus 200. Yeah.
I was gonna play a little extended version for the Phoenix Mercury, who we slighted on their.
I can. I didn't take the Mercury.
Oh yeah, you took the Mystics. Oh yeah, no, you're right. Okay, so this is the first chalk play of the day here. Both on the Valkyries, laying 11.5. I forgot. I just assumed you took the Mercury with me. I didn't. I again, Scott, you really shocked me taking the Mystics today.
I don't know. I watched that second half against the Fever, and they were in control, but they just let
Oh
Indiana
yeah,
hang around the entire time.
100%.
So
You know,
maybe the
you want
same
to
thing
know?
happens here.
I actually pushed my bet there. I had Fever +6.
By a
I
miracle. I don't know why they didn't foul.
Yeah, I'm really sick that I didn't get 7.5 like everybody else, but you know what? It's cool.
I gave out 5.5 on Tally site, so that worked out. That counts, doesn't it?
Yeah. All right. Let's see here. We've got No, wait. Before we get to the next game in the slate, gotta talk to everybody about mybookie.ag. Your place to bet football, which is back today. Their prop builder, second to none. And their motto is bet on anything, anywhere, anytime with mybookie.ag. Easy deposit with cryptocurrency. Head over to mybookie.ag. Promo code SGPN for a 100% bet back bonus up to $500 for new customers. That's mybookie.ag. Promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm, who's been cooking up in the WNBA. Of course, we've been talking about it all season, but NFL's back and they've been really, really good in the NFL as well. Plus, they have a leaderboard with weekly cash prizes just for tracking your bets on the app. Track 5 bets of the same type from any model, and you could win $1,000. Get a 7-day free trial right now over there at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. All right. Let's see. Next game up. We are gonna have a good old fashioned slobber knocker here. JR, we've got Minnesota Lynx on the road going to play the Las Vegas Aces. The Lynx are laying 2. 164.5 is the total. This is the first time these two teams are meeting. The Aces have gone on a winning streak since the game, but this is the first time these two teams are meeting since the Minnesota Lynx walked into Las Vegas and gave them 50. A 50-piece burger, no fries. Hey, all I'm going to say is I understand if this was a get-up spot for the Aces, and I understand if the Minnesota Lynx had a reason to sit some folks. They sat Caleb McBride last game. If you peeped that, some people didn't peep that, but they sat Caleb McBride last game. There's no Dejanay Carrington for this game because of the shoulder issue. I still feel like Minnesota's about to beat the crap out of them, man. But I will admit, they played really well. This was a great spot for them because Scott, this is Thursday. The Aces have not played since last Wednesday. We are here on Thursday. This Thursday. There's a Wednesday that happened yesterday, Scott. The Aces haven't played since the Wednesday prior. Mm-hmm. In this span, they have had practice. Becky Hammond has given the Aces 2 days off, and then brought them back in for practice before this game. If there's ever a spot for the Aces to finally beat the Lynx again, it's now.
Do you think they actually pull it off? Because it sounds like no. It sounds like
I've actually gone back and forth with it. When we started, I thought I was on Minnesota, but dog, come on! Like if they've had a week off, a week to prepare for this game, a week. Oh, and you lost by 50 the last time out, and you roll off. And it's not like they're on a little 3-game, 4-game, 5-game win streak here, Scott.
Yeah.
Is it 13? 13 games. They went and won 13 games straight. 13 games in the W. Scott, that's a fourth of the season.
I know. It was long overdue. It's like we kept waiting for them to wake up, and then they woke up
12.
And forgot how to lose.
12 games.
They forgot how to lose, basically. But yeah, it's kind of what happened.
12 games.
Yep.
12 straight games. A fourth of the season. There's only 44 games in the season. A fourth of the season. They went in one straight. Mm-hmm. I can't. They got to lose again, and I assume that they lose again before the play. Well, shit. If they don't. Well, no, it's got to be here. They play the Sky twice and then the Sparks. Oh, I'm so torn. I'm so torn. No, but they could lose that Sparks game, though. Last game of the season, the Sparks does give them some shit. So if they beat them here, beat the Sky twice, they would still lose to the Sparks. And that's probably when they want to take a loss. The Aces have been solid defensively, too. I'm really torn. I want to go Aces so bad. I really do. But something just tells me Minnesota's going to just establish dominance and show that, like, yeah, that little 12-game win streak was cute and all, but it wasn't against us. I do like what Dropping Dime said in the chat. Aces first half money line does seem appeasing. And then the Lynx figuring something out in the second half of that game, especially how they just completely torched that second half against the Storm a couple of games ago, or a few games ago, where they just completely let down in the second half at home here. And the Lynx have been not good in the first half over the course of the season. So I think I like a first half Aces play a little bit more, but I don't know, Scott. I think I'm going to Lynx for the full game. I just got to think that defensively, they're going to turn it on in that second half, and they're not going to let something like that Storm game happen to them again, where they just completely no-showed the second half and let them run all over them. So I think I'm going Lynx, but honestly, I could be convinced either way.
Yeah, I think I just agree with you at the end of the day. I think that it's a spot where even though the Aces have been great, the Lynx are still the team to beat in this league. So I think I am going to pretty much co-sign everything you just said. I think it's a good spot for the Lynx to remind the Aces there's still a hierarchy here. And despite being better and despite being potentially the 2 seed in the WNBA, you're not the one. I think that might be the sign here. You could argue maybe the Lynx will save some stuff for a potential playoff matchup. Who knows? Because they got the 1 seed wrapped up already. But I think the Lynx just try to keep mental dominance on this team. And I think it's close. I think it's competitive. But I think the Lynx win. I'll go Lynx by 5.
Uh,
Do you have
I
anything else
have.
you want
I really want to be on the Aces, man. I really do. 12 straight wins is absurd, though.
to add?
Fucking absurd. Yeah, it's fine. All right, I'll stick with Minnesota for the pick. I really want to be on Aces. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I personally just want to be on the Aces, but I do think it's Minnesota because I do think Minnesota as a team is playing far light years better than everybody else in the league right now.
Mm-hmm.
But what I will say is, don't place a bet on this right now. Don't rush to try to place a bet on this because WNBA injury reports are so finicky, and I wouldn't be surprised if like Minnesota had shoot around before the game and they just decided, you know what, we really don't need this. Let's sit somebody. Kayla McBride take another game off. Like somebody take a game off here. I
Yeah.
wouldn't be surprised. So just keep watching the injury report on that. Not saying it is going to happen, but WNBA plays around with the injury report sometimes. All right. Total player props. Anything else in this game?
No. I think that we got most of it down. I guess the question for player props is: are you just picking Collier against Asia, or are you going with some of
Well,
the other
both of
pieces?
those. Well, absolutely stick Collier and Asia on the card. I mean, the two MVP candidates going at each other. You got to take it. Courtney Williams is also very interesting because she hates Vegas. She
Mhm.
continues to have good games against Vegas, be very consistent, and really more well rounded than anything. So maybe a Courtney Williams PRA. I think that's at 24.5. Yeah, Courtney Williams PRA sounds interesting, but I could get behind any Courtney Williams prop. Honestly, that's the player that I'm banking on, especially with Fee in the game, and I think Fee's gonna have a really solid game. The assist for Courtney Williams should be really good today.
I can get
For
behind that. I thought I'd be going for PA for Courtney because there is a chance she just comes out shooting. If the Aces decide we can't let Collier beat us, maybe she ends up having herself a solid shooting game. But yeah, I can get behind that.
I do also want to throw out there, Scott. I like the first half under in the game. Both of the two teams have started games off very, very slow over the past 10 games. Both of the two teams. I think the Minnesota Lynx are 2-7-1 to the under or to the over in the first half, and 3-6, I want to say, or like 3-7 for the Las Vegas Aces. So that's another added trend there. All right. That's it for today. Let's talk about tomorrow in just a second. But got to remind everybody about Underdog Baseball Mania happening all summer long. $15 million in prizes, including $2 million in first place. No waiver wire, no arguments about trades. Baseball is the way to play fantasy football. Also, you can play your pick'em entry, of course. We'll give out a pick'em entry at the end of the show. Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5 and get $50 in bonus funds when you sign up with code NBA SGPN. That is NBA SGPN. We're also brought to you by Novig. Novig is America's #1 sports prediction market. Since Novig is an exchange, you're getting some of the best prices on the market here. They're available in 35 plus states, so go check it out. And also download the Novig app and get $50 when you spend $5 if you use our promo code SGPN. Get it on action with Novig, promo code SGPN. All right. Friday, Chicago Sky on the road. Jesus Christ, I feel like we've seen this game 10 times this season. Chicago Sky are on the road, going to play the Indiana Fever. Fever are laying 14. 158 is the total. We have Angel Reese telling the Chicago Sky that they basically fucking suck.
Yeah, pretty much.
Basically that they suck. And you know what? People are coming at her. And let me say this, Scott, because a lot of people don't realize that this is not about Angel Reese. This is about how inept the Chicago Sky are as an organization overall. Because the only reason they won that championship is because Candace Parker had the thought, oh, wait, I want to come home and play.
Mm-hmm.
And then she came home, and this is what people don't realize. She came home and played for 2 years and realized she had to get the fuck out of there. I'm sorry. The language is about to go because the Chicago Sky are literally like Gabby Williams has talked about her time with the Chicago Sky. And remember in the Olympics when Gabby was going crazy and Angel was trying to recruit the players and say, Gabby, come on home to Chicago. And Gabby said on Twitter, on Al Gore's internet, that she did not want to play for Chicago. That bridge was burned. The Chicago Sky have been a horrible run organization for years that just stumbled across the championship because they got one of the greatest players of all time to come play for them for a season or two. Kaz out of there. Mieseman was out. Ali quickly said, I don't even want to come play anymore. She gave an Irish goodbye. I mean,
there is a lot of incompetence in the front office. Now, you could argue that she could have handled that behind closed doors, but you know what? Sometimes you got to add some public pressure.
You got to put some pressure on her to do something because clearly whatever happened behind closed doors last year didn't work.
No, they fired the coach too. It seemed like Angel liked her, and that hasn't.
And the
worked
team
either.
got worse. They were borderline a playoff spot last year, Scott.
Well,
Scott,
okay,
they were borderline a playoff spot.
The playoff spot's different though because the Dream went 15-25, and they made the playoffs. Like, I can't really use that. But
okay, but they have 10 wins this season.
No, they're terrible. But the playoff argument, I'm not going to fully.
They
agree
are
with they were awful.
They are potentially 6 to 7 wins worse than what they could have been last year.
Yeah.
This is horrible. Horrible. And now I'm supposed to believe that they're just going to get up, especially after beating the Connecticut Sun, actually?
Yeah.
No. As much as I don't like Indiana, and I really don't think Indiana should be laying this amount of points, how do you get behind the Chicago Sky right now?
Well, the Sky, I thought you said last episode, have actually been playing more competitively. They're not winning games. They beat the Sun last game. But you did say, that's why you took them in that toilet bowl, they have been competitive recently.
They have.
So
I will give
13.5 feels kind of massive to me, if I'm being honest here.
Yeah, it does. But Jesus Christ, this organization is so fucking bad.
It's terrible. And yes, I know that it's not a great look for, Angel to call it some teammates indirectly. But for the record, we've been saying the same thing for the entire season. I can't really call her out for it when we've been making the exact same point the entire season. We think that her team stinks. And it's not a coincidence that when Angel Reese was out, they might have been the worst team of all time. Not a coincidence. Now, I understand Atkins is out too, and yes, I understand that they have a couple of players you might want to keep for next year. If you ended up scrapping 80% of the roster, I would fully understand your decision. Like, I think this team is really, really bad. So, yeah, I get where Angel was coming from, but she could have handled it better. It's kind of my stance. But either way, even though we spent a little bit talking about how much of a joke this organization is and how bad her teammates are, I'm taking the points. I think 13.5 is insane. I think it's an insane.
It is. No, it is. I get it. It's just they don't even have their pick. Jesus Christ, their pick's going to Minnesota.
Yeah, Minnesota might end up getting like an elite pick. If Minnesota ends up getting Betts or somebody, we have a serious problem in the league. But we'll see what happens. But whatever.
I mean, they're guaranteed a top 4 pick.
Yeah.
It's just which one. Jesus. I mean, they're not coming in until 5. They have to wait until 5.
Yeah.
Because and it's not even because and it's because they have the Suns pick. I just I'm sorry, the team is bad,
I do
but
want to ask you though, with the spread being this big, I know Caitlin's been working out 5-on-0, etc. Do we think she's playing in this game?
no,
Because this line suggests
no,
she's playing.
no, she hasn't taken contact in practice yet. No,
I assume she's not going to play either. So 13.5 feels egregious with no Caitlin. If Caitlin
no,
was
this is
playing,
just
okay, sure.
no, this is literally just them saying the Chicago Sky fucking suck. Like
I'm
that is
taking the
literally what
I'm
they're
taking
saying.
the points. I
It
think
is,
13.5 is way too many.
and I say all of the rant that I had to say this, that with all of that bad going on with the Chicago Sky, this is still too many fucking points for the
Yeah.
Indiana Fever. Like too many points. So I will take Chicago as well, plus the points. Scott, I'm not gonna lie. You're not gonna like it. You might have to bet this.
Yeah.
The
It
Chicago
feels
Sky,
egregious.
the Chicago Sky are so bad. Like, just think of how bad the Sky are overall, and the fact that we still think this is too many points.
Yeah.
Like, what are the books doing?
I don't know if they're pricing it. It feels like they're pricing it like they think there's a chance Caitlin. I don't think there's a chance she plays.
There's no
But
shot she has not taken contact in practice. You can't play without taking contact in practice. She's like the NFL. Imagine an NFL player practicing with the red jersey the whole week and then going playing in the game. And you're not the
once
quarterback.
again, I'm just speculating on why this line looks massive. But Indiana has not shown me enough to actually warrant laying this number. So I'm not going to bother. That's where I'm at.
158 is total. Player props. Anything else here?
I don't really have much, to be honest, for this game. If you want to go for the Fever to look good, then bet on Mitchell, because why not? But besides that, I know Atkins rebounds have actually been okay recently. It's at 3.5. If you want to go for a sneaky prop, -102. She has had at least 4 rebounds in, I believe that is 7 of the last 8 games. So that could be interesting there. I think Reese could have a solid game. I know Lexi Hull stepped up recently, but that involves betting on Lexi Hull. I don't know if I have the strength to do that, but I think that it's still a solid matchup for Kelsey. So I like the over in the game. So I just see points. Oh no, you're right. Angel suspended. That's a good call.
Oh
Forgot about
yeah,
that.
she
I
did.
forgot
She
about
got
that. Yeah,
suspended.
that's
She
a good
got the
call.
eighth
Yeah,
technical. The eighth technical, no injuries, suspended in the game.
you're
Great,
right. Yeah,
great
thanks for pointing
call.
that out, guys. Forgot that she got a tech and she's suspended. So that's why the line's so big. Well, that changes my entire handicap, doesn't it? I called the Sky the worst team, potentially the worst team in league history when Angel Reese doesn't play.
Yeah, but come on, Scott. Like the it's Kelsey Mitchell, it's Odyssey Sims, and it's Aaliyah Boston.
Yeah.
They are
Well,
getting,
Boston, I can't stand because every time I bet on her, I lose. I just can't
but they're
stand her
not getting.
personally.
They're not, and then maybe some Natasha Howard because Natasha Howard has had some good games against the Sky in the past. But like, they're not getting any contribution from the bench.
Yeah, I'm kind of annoyed at myself though. I forgot that Reese got suspended. I feel like that was pretty obvious news, and I just completely slipped it. But yeah, I'll go back to my usual idea then. Every time that Reese doesn't play, give me Cardoso props.
I'm not taking the Fever still. I'm not taking the Fever still. I think that's good. Yes, I love the Cardoso props. I'm still
So
taking
her
this guy
rebounds are at 9.5. Sign me up.
because ultimately I think it's 3 players that are doing majority of the scoring, and I don't think you're getting the Lexi Hall 18-point game again.
Yeah.
It just might flip over to Odyssey. Yeah, I'm good. I'm still taking the Sky, and yeah, load up on the Camila Cardoso props.
Yeah, I'm
But
still annoyed at myself though for forgetting that Angel Reese got suspended. But
but I would like Natasha Howard as well, and play a Natasha Howard. You could lay the juice at 9.5 -137, but I like 10.5 at plus money a little bit better. Again, she's had good games against the Sky in the past, and ultimately, Camila Cardoso is not fast enough to keep up with her. And I think Elizabeth Williams is going to have her hands full trying to slow down Aaliyah Boston. So, uh, yeah, I like a Natasha Howard play here. What else? Anything else? And then you said Kelsey Mitchell earlier. Yeah, just bet Kelsey Mitchell props. Like what?
mm,
Oh, the Sky are such a bad organization, like just so bad. Oh, so bad. But this Indiana Fever team, I don't think they should lay this big of a number against anybody. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't think they should lay this big of a number against anybody, especially with half the team on IR. I'm sorry, I can't do it.
I remember they played though
I might not
without
bet it.
Reese. They played one time without Reese on a Sunday, and I remember that game was very high scoring because I actually took the Fever minus the points. It was like 9.5, and I had to sweat it out. But they ended up winning. They ended up winning the game 93-78. So that game was competitive. It was in Chicago, but there was also a bunch of points. So I don't trust the Sky to guard anybody, and I actually don't think Caitlin played in that game either. Yeah, Kelsey Mitchell had 35 points. So if you want to go for Mitchell, that's probably the move. But
Yep.
they scored 93 on the road, so I'm fine with the over in this game too.
All right. Let's get to the next one. Los Angeles Sparks on the road going to play the Atlanta Dream. Second game of the Deja Vu game. Dream handled business the first time out. 168.5 is the total. I mean, are there any adjustments here for the Los Angeles Sparks?
Unless I think the win's out of their sails because it's a revenge game, but I don't know if it matters. The Sparks kind of need to win now, and it felt like the Dream kind of coasted that entire second half.
Wow, the Dream won 5 straight. Holy shit.
Yeah. I'll go with the Dream.
Wow, they have not lost to them at all this season.
I was really hoping the Sparks would get up there because they took him as my dog and hang in there. They lost by 10, but it really felt like that entire second half they were really never in striking distance to win the game. They went on a run, cut it to 8 here or there, but the Dream might just have too much. And unlike the Sparks, the Dream play some form of defense. They couldn't stop Bree Jones. Gray didn't even play, and they still beat this team. So if Gray comes back, they got problems, but I'll go Dream. I prefer the over, though, hoping that Gray comes back, but I don't really have much, to be honest.
T-Max is asking why don't they use Brink more? They would probably like to, but she's also just coming off an ACL tear.
They don't want to force her back, and Hamby's still been good and all, but they'll be better next year defensively when Brink actually plays more minutes.
Yeah, she'll be in the starting lineup next year.
Yeah.
And she would be in the starting lineup if she didn't tear her ACL.
Mm-hmm.
With that, give me Sparks +7 still. At the end of the day, Scott, I mean, the Atlanta got the walk-away win already. And the Sparks really, really need this game. Like, it's all but, I think it's all but over if they lose this one. So they really, really need this game and pushing for that playoff spot. I know it's probably not going to look good when they look over. Well, they might be looking straight because if it's up to me, they're gonna Indiana's going to be in a dogfight with Chicago for no reason.
Yeah.
But they need all the help they can get, and they can't keep shooting themselves in the foot. So I'm gonna just go with the Sparks to just rally up and get together. Maybe they still lose this game and they still kind of blow their playoff chances, but they at least make it close. I'll take Sparks +7.
Yeah, I think I agree. At the end of the day, actually, no, I'll go with the Dream. Thought about it. I thought maybe you might have swayed me there, but it depends if Alicia Gray plays or not. Because even without Gray, they looked very comfortable offensively the entire game. That is not a good sign for the Sparks.
If we had to, I think the Dream are the team that over the course of the season, they've had different players out and just never missed a beat.
Yeah, it was fine. Canada was out a bit. Howard was out a bit. Nobody really cared.
Gray just kept winning. Greiner was out for a little while. Like, yeah, they
can make the finals. I'm not going to write them off for a chance there. The Liberty keep falling apart. The Dream could make the finals.
I think they could too.
So we'll see what happens.
I think they could too. All right, 168.5 is total over.
Y'all go over.
Sparks score today. Player props.
I'll go back to Bree Jones. I actually took her last game. It worked out. She had 16. They couldn't guard her, and she looked very comfortable again. So her points were 12.5 last meeting. So if you want to look at the numbers now, you can get her points at 12.5 again. Yeah, sign me up. It's -130. I'll take it.
Rickea Jackson over 14.5 points.
Okay, standard. I know Plum's been very good against this team, and she had a solid game a day or two ago. So I don't mind Kelsey Plum maybe for the PA.
You
So
don't
21
care.
and a half last game. She flew over.
I'm pretty sure Rakia Jackson and her boyfriend that played for the Falcons also broke up too. I think I saw that on the interwebs.
That's a shame.
Because I feel like they said something about it on the broadcast because he was there. But then I don't know if that's that's the thing I haven't confirmed. I don't know if that's an old picture that somebody just put to clickbait or if that's something she posted new. But she's definitely was like Rakia's been single for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Because they were talking about how she's going off because the dude is in the building. So I'm gonna just roll with the Rakia's mad at everybody in the world, and she's been going off for the past 20 plus games. Just absolutely. I mean, 75% over this prop in the past 20 games. So yeah, give me Rakia Jackson over 14.5.
All right. I know that you have to go in a bit, so you want to just move
Yeah.
on to the next game?
Let's see here. We've got.
We have one game left.
Wait,
A game.
wait. Throw Hamby in the conversation too. She's been too good.
Okay, that's fine. We have one game left between two teams we really don't want to bet on right now, but it's fine.
All right, our New York Liberty going up against the Seattle Showers. Seattle's laying 2, 160 is the total. Wow, that total's dropped.
Total should drop when he scored 20 plus points. He scored about 25 points in the first half, but yeah.
All right, let's see what the injury report says here. And we have for the Seattle Storm nothing to report. And for our New York Liberty, we have where are the Liberty on here? Whoa.
Well, we know Sabrina didn't play last game.
Oh wow, the Liberty are actually just not. Oh, there they are. Okay. Yeah. So we'll see about Sabrina. Let me just double check all of the interwebs. I don't see anything listing her out, but we know how they get. Yeah, I don't see anything that is listed Sabrina as out. Let me keep searching. So let's put a WNBA gambling podcast questionable tag on Sabrina Ionescu, because even though they don't have anything listed with her as of right now, I wouldn't be surprised if they just benched her another game and let her sit, heal that toe. You know, Sabrina always has 1,000,001 things going on with her at any given time.
She does.
So
That's why her shooting numbers have been so bad this year.
I would assume that Sabrina's not playing this game.
I know what the point is. I mean, the Liberty, despite losing, clinched a playoff spot because
They
the
did. They did.
They clinched a playoff spot. Your seeding's kind of irrelevant at this point. You might not even host a first round playoff game. We'll see what happens. But I mean, host a series in the first round. We'll see. But the seeding kind of went out the window, and it's been an underwhelming regular season. But you've had injuries, so I'm wondering if the Liberty pivot now to keeping people healthy. I'll take Storm first half. The Liberty have been quite bad on the road this season. Maybe we'll see the Showers choke again in the fourth quarter. That's a pretty standard prediction.
I was about to say taking them in the fourth quarter sounds. So I love the first half play. Taking the Showers in the fourth quarter sounds horrible right now. I mean, at any point in the second half, it sounds horrible to be honest.
Even when healthy, though, the Liberty are 0-2 against this team. They've lost each meeting by at least 9 points. So I'll go with the Storm first half in this game. So that's all I have.
I don't want to assume. I have to go back and look, and I'm actually running back to check right now. But I don't think the Liberty have actually played them at full strength at all this season.
I can check.
Because I'm pretty sure Sabrina missed one of those games, unless I'm thinking about a whole nother season. You know.
Okay, for the record, they were at full strength the second meeting, and the Storm still beat them by 9 in New York. First meeting may be shorthanded, but second game back in July, they were fine.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool.
Yes, Sabrina did not play the first meeting,
or Jones.
The second meeting they played.
So look, and at the second meeting they didn't have Jocko. They didn't have Jocko Jones at all this season against them. So that is a very, very big piece. That's a very, very big piece to how this is all. And
they still might not be at full strength. You might look at Sabrina not playing, so I don't really know how to read into it.
You know, I've always said that Jocko Jones is the piece that makes the Liberty run.
Yeah,
and
that's fair.
You take her off this team, and this team is very it drops significantly. So the fact that they haven't played them this season with Jocko Jones at all does make it interesting for the Liberty to definitely make a comeback in the second half here. I'm with you. If I play the Storm, I would only play the Storm in the first half, but I'm actually going to take the Liberty +2 because you just can't trust what you're going to get with this Showers team any given night. A team that is horrible in the second half, but then for some reason goes on the road in Minnesota, has the best half that they've had all season to win the game.
Yeah.
So I'm good at trusting the Showers. I'll blindly take the Liberty, especially with the fact that Jocko Jones hasn't played them all year, and I think that that's going to matter. So
Yeah, but once again, give me the first half instead.
yeah, first half. All right. Ooh, nice little Storm first half Liberty money line type of game here.
Could be.
All right, player props total. What you got?
Yeah, so for the actual props here, I don't know if Sabrina's going to play, so we'll reevaluate. Give me Diggins, though, over 5.5 assists at +100. She has had only 6 in 4 of the last 5 against the Liberty. She's had only 6 in 5 straight. We saw Burton, I believe, have 9 last game, despite an absolute rock fight. See a good spot for Diggins. Give me the over assist.
All right. I will double down on Jocko Jones.
Okay.
And I will take her over 13.5 points. I understand she's had a 5 and 6 point game recently, but
Me neither.
and the Seattle Storm have been horrible defending inside of the paint.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I get Ezzy has the size, but I don't think Ezzy is going to be able to slow her down. You look at Jacquel, and when she actually plays Seattle, she's gone over this in 2 of her last 3. So the fact that they're struggling to stop players scoring inside the paint, it just makes me feel like it's going to be a really, really hard day to slow down Jocko Jones here. And so I'm going with Jocko Jones, go over her points total here, over 13.5. I think she'll have a pretty big game. She'll hit a couple of threes, and we'll see Jocko Jones make an impact.
Anything else other than that, so?
Maybe a play on Stewie, too.
Okay.
I'll consider it, but I'm not there yet. All right. Just keep an eye on Stewie. That's all I'll say. All right. Let's close things out. Lock, dog, underdog, lock. Wow, 6 games to pick from, huh?
Yep. A lot of choices.
Yeah, it is. And I feel like we've kind of Sparks Dream over 168.5.
Okay.
That was an uncharacteristic 3 quarters of scoring after the first quarter for the Los Angeles Sparks. They pick it up. However, the defense that they displayed was characteristic of what they do. And so they don't pick that up. And so the scoring continues to happen. Give me over 168.5 here. For the dog.
Money line, player prop.
Let's go with a first half parlay.
Okay.
Give me the Aces in the Storm in the first half.
Okay.
2 home teams going up 2 of the best teams in the league. And this is a pretty big get-up spot for both of the teams.
But one of them is against one of the best teams in the league. I don't know what the Liberty are. To be fair, I don't really know what the Liberty are at this point. I have to be honest. Like, they're not one of the best teams in the league right now.
Would y'all believe that we're both Liberty fans?
I'm being honest. I mean, you look at the standings, and they're, what, like 4th or 5th? Like, I can't say
they're 5th. They're a strong. Yeah. They're a strong 5th. They are.
If you're not going to host a first-round series, I can't call you one of the best teams in the league.
By the way, let's go look at that. If the playoffs were to start today, and this is what I was fucking talking about. If the playoffs were to start today, no, I lied because Los Angeles is on the outside looking in.
Are they playing Phoenix?
Who?
The Liberty?
Yes, they're playing Phoenix. So the Liberty would be playing Phoenix, and the Dream would be playing Seattle.
Yeah.
And it's a 1-1-1 series, Scott. That's insane travel.
It is.
If this goes 3 games to go back, forth, back, or forth, back, forth, all because they wanted to give somebody a home playoff game, and she's not even playing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, man! I tell you. All right, Scott, that's my lock. Sparks Dream over 168.5. And for the dog, I'm going with a first half parlay of the Seattle Storm and the Las Vegas Aces in the first half.
All right, so for mine, for the lock, give me Bree Jones. I'll take the over on her points at 12.5 minus 130. So the
Very good.
last game, it worked out. She has had at least 16 points in 4 of the last 5. Against the Sparks, she's been incredible. She's had at least 13 points in 6 straight against the Sparks, including every meeting this season. Good enough for me. Give me Bree Jones over 12.5 points minus 130 as my lock. That's on FanDuel. For the dog, I'm going to go back to the Burton play. Give me Burton over 9.5 assists at plus 200. That's on DraftKings. She's been great overall. Had 13 assists against this team last time. Even with the absolute rock fight that happened against the Liberty last game, where they only scored 66 points, she still had 9 assists. Good enough for me. Give me Burton over 9.5 assists at plus 200.
All right, underdog. Scott, I've taken the liberty of adding Camila Cardoso higher 9.5 rebounds.
That's
in the
fine.
underdog.
Yeah.
I have also taken the courtesy of adding Skylar Diggins higher 5.5 assists in the underdog.
Yeah, that's fine. And we'll end it with we'll go Burton on a regular assist.
All right, Burton on the regular assist, Scott. Here we go, and that is 7.5.
Yep, fine with me.
So, Veronica Burton higher 7.5 assists, Camila Cardoso higher 9.5 rebounds, and Skylar Diggins higher 5.5 assists. Add that all in the underdog and shake it up, and you're going to get 5.27x. Underdogs get you $572. I'm sorry. Over there at Underdog Fantasy, make sure you use that promo code NBA SGPN. Get $5, bet $5 or play $5 and receive $50 in bonus funds. So again, promo code NBA SGPN. Play $5, get $50 in bonus funds. There you go, Scott. Anything else for people before we get up out of here?
No, good show. We're back once again at some point during the weekend.
All right, and with that, that is it. I have nothing else to say, nothing else to do. No other way of ending the podcast. Just gonna end it like this. We are